What's up, everybody? It's Luke James, not the singer. If you're looking to get your music reviewed, you can hit up this email that's right here. But today I'm going to hit you up with my thoughts and opinions on this new collaboration from Chikano and Granddad Wooly called Experiment 7. Now, Chikano is a producer slash composer who's coming out of Lisbon, Portugal, and Granddad Wooly is a rapper who's actually working out of Atlanta right now, but hails from Indiana. You probably know who Wooly is because he has been featured on the channel before. We've done a bunch of collaborations over the years, and he's one of my boys. Never met him personally, but as close as internet friends can be, I'd put him very high up there because we have done a lot of work together. And I have reviewed some of his music in the past, which, to be honest, I wasn't really impressed with. I didn't think it was that great, and that's not coming from a hateful place, obviously, because that's one of my buddies, but I always keep it real when I review anyone's music, even if it's someone that I know personally, and some of that stuff that he had sent me before I didn't think was that great. But god damn it, man, I gotta give full props where props are due, because with this project right here, they really stepped everything up. So I'm actually kind of excited to talk about it. Don't look at him as just another YouTube rapper or someone who runs a YouTube channel who's just doing this on the side and not really putting much effort in, because this shit is legitimately dope and worth your time. So one of the things I do like is that you are getting a bit of a concept that revolves around this monster being created and wreaking havoc. This monster is also sort of a metaphor for the music, at least that's how I took it. So there are really cool ideas and themes all over this one, including themes of beginning and ending and life and death. It's also split up into two parts, so you will notice that the first half is a little bit different from the second half as far as the content goes. And they do have a song called Bookmark, which really separates both of these halves. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea, just to help guide listeners along as they do listen to this project. I would say that was actually one of my least favorite tracks, though, because I think he's rapping better on pretty much every other song. But there were still some pretty cool references on here to Matt Foley living in that band down the river, rest in peace to Chris Farley, and also a reference to Streets of Rage, which is one of the classic beat 'em up games with a really great soundtrack. There's actually a group out there who redid the Streets of Rage soundtrack. I forget what it's called. I think it might have been called Synths of Rage or something like that, but they did it really well and it's super dope, so look that up if you're looking for something else to check out. But to get back to the concept here, the album begins with the song It's Alive, which really does tie into that monster theme because this beat has this sort of horror movie feel to it. It sounds like something from out of an old 1930s black and white horror movie, and you're also getting some clips from some old horror movies because you're getting the whole It's Alive thing that is from Frankenstein, which came out in 1931 there. Now this song actually breaks down the collaboration between these two as they've worked on their various experiments over the years, while also tying into the themes of the monster and the music. So it really does set the stage and kind of let the listener know what they're in for. So as an intro, I thought it worked really well. And to be honest, right from the start, I gotta say that Wooly sounds so much more confident on this album, because one of my gripes with his past work was he kind of just sounded like a very generic, uninteresting underground MC. Just like if you knew your buddy around the street who was rapping, wasn't really interested in the way that he was working his flows, vocal style wasn't really anything too intriguing, but really he turned everything around on this one. There's great flows all over it. He switches his style up on pretty much every song as far as his rhyme schemes and stuff go, and I would also say that his vocal presence on here really is much stronger. He has a little bit of rasp in his voice that does keep things interesting as you're listening through, and it brings a lot of personality. So I gotta say, man, he stepped everything up a lot. You're gonna notice this especially on the song Run, where he's working some of the album's best flows, and this production is dope, man. You're getting some drums from Kiko Veludo on here. I hope I'm saying that right. Keiko Veludo, maybe. I'm sure I fucked it up, man. No disrespect, but there's some pretty dope drum work on there. Love that beat. And Chikano's production throughout here is really dope. I like pretty much every beat on here. It really worked nicely with Granddad's rapping, so there is a lot of chemistry with this, which does make sense because I think they have been working together since the early 2010s, somewhere around then, and you can really tell that with this one, there was much more attention to detail. They put a lot of work in. So another beat that I like is on Survivor's Guilt. This one has a bit of an 80s pop feel to it, so it's kind of funky. I don't know what song it is sampling, but it just reminds me of that 80s type of stuff. And on Watchin, this one samples a classic 80s song. I'm talking about Rockwell's song, Somebody's Watching Me. It has that at the start, then it gets into this very heavy piano production. Then on the second half, it switches over to a more smooth vibe, which is actually one of my favorite beats on the album. So I really like that second part, although the first part is pretty good as well. Both of these songs, of course, keep with that theme of the monster and music growing and taking over, so the first half of this album is very strong and very cohesive. And to be honest with you, the second half stays very consistent as well, so this is an album that I liked pretty much from beginning to end with very few gripes. Like I said, I thought Bookmark was one of the weaker songs, but other than that, this shit is pretty solid. I especially like on VII and Mad Scientist, where they're just painting these pictures of two evil geniuses who are concocting their plan, working with this monster / the music. Really cool idea on there. And Bang Bang / the environment really has some of the album's most hard-hitting content. This one is a little bit different from what was going on with all the other content on here, because here Wooly is showcasing his storytelling as he speaks a bit on police brutality and tells the tale of a gangbanger who gets caught up in some bullshit as well. So I like that he did kind of stray outside of the formula a little bit on this one, because it still fit in very nicely. There's some pretty strong themes on here, and he is spitting vividly. So there's a lot of great stuff happening on this. Blackwater Mist, for example, has more storytelling. This one I'm not 100% sure on, but it kind of seems like he's falling victim to this woman who's working some damn voodoo and witchcraft. I don't know if this is a cry for help. Wooly, hit me up on something, you know what I mean? Hit me up on Skype, blink twice if you need help, because this sounds like some crazy shit is going on this one. And then with Final Piece, Wooly is getting introspective about death and depression as he spits. Some living off of hope, others living off of dope, and others hate living, thoughts of hanging from the rope or going over with the dose, but afraid to tell most because they'll take it as a joke. I thought that was a pretty powerful section, just speaking on how people hold in some of that negativity they have within themselves. They don't want to tell people because they just think it'll make them look weak or they'll get clowned for it. And there are some pretty cool bars on here where he's speaking to the youth and how they have all this technology and social media, but they're kind of losing some of their social skills and ambition. So I'm always on board with that old head content. So I will come out on the front lawn and shake my fist and yell at some motherfuckers with you, Wooly. I'm with you on that one. So this is a really dope project, man. Like, I did not have many gripes with this at all, and I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not saying that in any type of way where I'm putting my boy down or being offensive. It's just that based on the past stuff I heard from him, like I said, I wasn't overly impressed with it. I did expect a bit of an improvement, but this shit here, man, is really cohesive. I love the concept and the themes throughout. The production is great all over it. Wooly is rapping his ass off. He really stepped it up. You're gonna get some clever lines on here as well. Like I said, I like that vocal delivery, great flows, being very versatile with it. I think the different production styles on here match nicely with him without, you know, straying from the formula. Like, there's still a variety of beats here, but they're all cohesive, as I did say. And yeah, man, I look forward to the next project, because the final track on here, called Lisboa, kind of alludes to that. You know, like, the monster is going to get loose, some wild shit is going to go on. So definitely give this a shot. Like I said, do not look at this as just a YouTuber half-assing an album, because this shit to me is a legitimate 4 out of 5, man. I was thinking about a 3.5. I was kind of going back and forth, but I really just didn't have many complaints here at all. Didn't really like the song Bookmark too much, but I listed in my favorite tracks here, I listed a bunch of the songs. So that really goes to show you how much I think of this project. Good job. This shit is super dope. I'm really glad to see just how much effort and attention and detail you put into this, man. You can really hear everything. Everybody check it out. I'm going to order a vinyl of this shit because I think I'm ready for that. So actually, I don't even have a record player. I'm going to order a vinyl anyway. You know, I'll put it up here actually in my little section there. But it is what it is, man. Got to support the homie. That shit is dope. Check it out. Let me know in the comment section what you think, because I think a lot of people are going to be pleasantly surprised by this. This shit is fire. So there you have it. Those are my thoughts. Hit me up in the comment section with your thoughts, because I always want to know how you feel. And of course, make sure you do that good YouTube and social media stuff where you show me love and you show me lots of it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.